Hi, welcome to the course. And of course this is Math 111 College Algebra online format at Lane Community College. My name's Ben Hill, and please call me Ben. I look forward to meeting all of you either in person or maybe virtually through Skype in the near future. And I'm looking forward to a good course. I wanted to take this opportunity to cue you into some of the things you want to be doing right away or as soon as possible, maybe even before the class officially begins. And the first one, first and foremost, is access my math lab, which you have already done, so you're on track. Very, very important to have access and effective use of this website because all of your homework will be done here, all of the course communications. This is where I'll post documents for you to download, and this is where you'll get all of your videos and tutorial assistance. In fact, I'm not planning to use Moodle for this course at all, which might seem a little strange for an online course. But I want to go with my Math Lab's website as a kind of one-stop shop for all of the coursework. First thing, look around the site, try some of the various features, and run the browser check, which is available on the course homepage. This is just to see if your browser, whether you're using Firefox or Chrome or Internet Explorer or whatever, is correctly configured to play well with the my Math Lab site. And in some cases you need to make some adjustments to make all the videos work, for instance. And note that the homepage also has an 800 number, a student technical support line. That's the publisher, and I would recommend using that for any technical questions if you have problems with getting the My Math Lab or any of the website materials to work well with your technical setup. Third thing, get a calculator, a TI-84 or possibly a TI-83 calculator. I know some people may have some other programmable graphing calculators, or you may have an emulator on your smartphone, for instance. But I'd really strongly recommend that you get one of these Texas Instruments calculators. Here's a TI-83. The 84 is the updated version of this that looks quite similar, but maybe with some silver on it or some other color. All the calculator demonstrations, all of the the materials that I hand out to you will kind of assume that you're working with one of these calculators. And you can rent a TI-84 at the Math Resource Center for $20 for the term. If you're planning to take another Lane course such as Math 243 Statistics that will require the calculator, you might want to buy one or find a used one. But if this is the one and only course you need it for, maybe rent. $20 is not too bad on the wallet. If you're going to rent, I'd get down there right away, maybe Monday or Tuesday of the first week, maybe Wednesday. But the sooner the better to make sure that there's plenty of stock to go around. And you'll need this calculator in this course. If possibly you could get through the first week, but the second week there'll be lots of calculator stuff to do. The phone emulator some of those are pretty good. They look a lot like a TI-84. However, if you do some testing for this class in the Math Resource Center, which I think many, if not most, students will do, the folks there will not allow you to use the emulators at all for testing. So you doubly need to have a TI-84 in that case. Fourth, get a textbook, but notice I say maybe get a textbook. Believe it or not, the required textbook is optional as far as I'm concerned in this class. It may be quite useful to you to have the hard copy, but because the website has an electronic version and a PDF version of the textbook, you really can get by without it. I'm holding up the Lane Custom Edition that maybe many of you have already bought, bundled with the MyMathLab. It's nice, it's expensive, but it's because it's bundled with MyMathLab Access, you kind of have everything in one package. This is the 6th edition. It's Pre-Calculus Enhanced with Graphing Utilities, custom edition for Lane Community College, but really it's the 6th edition of their textbook. If you have MyMathLab Access, if you bought it independently from the website, it's something like $91 or something like that. You can get a regular 6th edition that'll work just fine, and you can also get a 5th edition. If you have the website, access to the website, even an older 5th edition that you can probably find online really cheap at this point will work great as a reference for the course. It's almost identical to the 6th edition, frankly. I think some lucky students may even get $15 or $20 MyMathLab Access codes. Those are sometimes available at the bookstore as standalones, where students in other courses that don't require MyMathLab have bought the bundle but sold the MyMathLab code back to the bookstore. So that's the cheapest way to go. And I bet many of you have figured out that you can get a 17-day free trial access on MyMathLab as well. You might be watching this video on your free trial access. That's great, but be forewarned that you really will have to get an access code and enter it before the 17 days are up, or they'll kick you off the site and you won't be able to get any of the messages, any of the course material, do any of the coursework. That'll be a real emergency. So sometime in the next 17 days, you've got to figure out how you're going to pay for MyMathLab Access and then maintain that throughout the term. The last thing I'd ask you to do right away is read the course syllabus. That's available on the website for download. I may have even attached a version of this to you in email, but I won't have a chance in these videos to go with great deal of detail through all of the course rules and structures, and the syllabus can really help you out there. That's got all my contact information, all of the course objectives, and information about tutoring resources and so on and so forth. So by all means, read the course syllabus with some care, and send me an email if you've had any questions about anything that's in there. Also, while I have you on the line here, let me talk a little bit about some of the nature of this course that might be, not self-evident. If you're used to taking online courses, one of the things that's neat about a lot of online courses is that they're asynchronous, which is a fancy word for saying that not everybody has to take the course at the same pace. They're self-paced. This course is not one of those. I apologize if that's inconvenient, but because of the nature of the math material and the need for us to kind of stay on pace in terms of our testing and so on, I'm going to ask you all to take the course very much in lockstep. In fact, maybe this is even more structured than many face-to-face courses, in the sense that we all want to move through the material at the same pace. There are weekly written assignments that you'll get from this site. You'll get this under the Documents tab from the home page, and you'll find these weekly packets that include some guided activities and some practice homework that you do on paper and pencil. And they'll also kind of give you some prompts to look at some videos or animations, or possibly do some focused reading in the electronic textbook or the hard copy textbook, and just check it off on the assignment. And I'll ask you to complete these every week and turn them in by Thursday at 10 in the morning. You can slide the hard copy under my office door, room 255 in building 16, or you can email attach your assignment to me as a PDF file. If you do this, be forewarned, you're going to have to figure out how to take that hard copy that you've scribbled on and somehow make a PDF. You can scan it and save as PDF, but if you don't have access to an old-fashioned scanner, I know many students find it more convenient to take photos with their smartphone or another digital camera. However, if you do that, I've found I have a lot of difficulty with JPEG or other photo formats, have difficulty reading them, reproducing them. So I would ask you to save those as PDFs. If you're doing this on your smartphone, you can find an app. There are some free apps. I think there's one called Pic to PDF or Photo to PDF that will allow you to convert a photo file to a PDF document before emailing it to me. You may find other software that can do that, but that's something you'll have to figure out in order to get those weekly assignments back to me on time. Also, keeping us at the same pace, we've got twice weekly online homework. This is the MyMathLab problems, and this is your regular mainline homework for the course. After you've completed that weekly assignment, which should sort of prepare you to understand and deal with the new topics and the new homework, you'll then practice and drill with MyMathLab, and you have some problems that are due Friday night. This says 11:49 p.m. That's my typo. I think it's 11:59 p.m. basically by midnight Friday, and then again Tuesday by 10 a.m. And you need to get through all of those problems. Those of you who have worked with MyMathLab in the past will kind of know how this works, but others, if you haven't, you'll find you get up to speed pretty quickly. MyMathLab provides you examples and videos and considerable amount of help, but it also requires the answers to be exactly correct for credit. So you may find that frustrating initially. Be sure you look at the notes on the MyMathLab problems. If it says round the answer to 2 decimal places, you've got to round correctly to 2 decimal places. If it says the answer needs to be exact, you might have to leave a square root symbol in there. If it says it's got to be in the form of a fraction, really attend to that, and that'll make MyMathLab a little less frustrating. Finally, let me squeeze in a little comment about the grades in the course and the grade weighting. Weekly assignments 20%, online homework, the MyMathLab homework 25%, tests, 2 tests that we'll take actually will meet. You'll either take the tests on designated Tuesday mornings at 10 a.m. I'll give you more information about that in the syllabus, or you can take them in the Math Resource Center the day prior to the Tuesday. 2 tests and a final exam. But the thing I really want you to note now is how much weight is on the other stuff, on the weekly assignments and the online homework. Almost half of the course, if I move out of the way, I thought I had another little animation in here. Is it coming? Yes, 45%. Almost half we can add. You get a lot of credit for doing a good job with MyMathLab and with the weekly assignments. And the warning there is that you really have to pay attention to that stuff. I will grade it, and I do expect it to be on time. And I have had the experience once or twice of having students do pretty well on the tests, maybe a B average, and still not be able to pass the course because they were completely ignoring this stuff. And I don't want that to happen to any of you guys this term. Okay, end of slideshow and about the end of my 15 minutes of fame here. I will see you in the course later on, and welcome aboard.